Hi everybody, Sister Scaleback coming in with my week 15 RNY Gastric Bypass update. Today is my 19th wedding anniversary, if you haven't seen that on Facebook. Didn't do anything special today. Actually, I went to cards today. My husband and I, we don't really celebrate unless it's a big one. So next year for the 20th, I'm sure we're going to do something big. But we do stuff all the time together, and it just seems kind of silly to mark the day with, with something like that when we do it all the time anyway. We're big movie buffs too, so we're always going out to the movies. We're always going on dates. We don't call them dates. We just call them going out. But we've been together for 23 years, but it took me 4 years to agree to marry him. This is my second marriage. My first one was a rocky one, and I have a son from that marriage. His name's Nathan. He is 29 years old. Hi, Nathan. If you're watching, give your mom a call. Wouldn't kill you to call, would it? No, just kidding. He calls me all the time. It's fine. My son just wrote a book, actually, his second book. His first one was about 6 months ago. He does self-publishing on Amazon. A lot of people do that nowadays. And he's a gamer. He's a huge gamer. And he loves zombie stories. So he wrote, this is his second zombie book. It's called Infestation Chicago. The first one was called Infestation Iowa. And you can find him on Amazon. I'm really proud of him. And I keep telling him practice makes perfect. So sooner or later, he's going to get his golden ticket from that. Okay, the stats from this week. Excuse me. I came at you last week with my weight of 301 after having been sick and gaining a couple of pounds. I was in Twonderland, went back up. This week, a week later, I am 294. That is a 7-pound loss in 1 week. How is that possible? I don't know. I didn't do anything. I wasn't like working out. I was shopping. I guess that's walking, but it's not really working out. I lost 7 pounds in 1 week. I'm blown away. I thought that was over with. I thought that wasn't going to happen anymore. And just when you think you've got it figured out, you know what's happening, it throws you a curveball. And sometimes it's for the good, sometimes it's for the bad. But this time it was for the great. 7 pounds in 1 week. 294, I think I can officially say that I am in Twonderland. I'm not going back to 300 ever again. Ever again. I am ecstatic. That's a 67-pound loss from my highest weight and a 45-pound loss since surgery. So I'm ecstatic, and thank God. Thank God I can say that. I will tell you, I was watching some of Sleeve Rocker's earlier videos. Pete, you have lost a lot and done an amazing job. I didn't, I never really went back and watched all your beginning videos, so I've always just thought of you as this muscular fitness guy that, I never thought of you as overweight ever. And so today with my husband, who's considering having the sleeve, my husband was listening to your latest update with me, and he said, that guy looks really buff. And I said, you're going to be having the sleeve just like him. He's like, well, I'll never get that buff. And I said, well, let's go back and see what he looked like in the beginning. So we did. And wow. Sleeve Rocker, I think you started posting when you were 6 months post-op, so you didn't start right from the beginning. So, but still, even at 6 months, it was like, wow, what a difference from today. You have come a long way. But you are very inspiring for my husband because, when you see a guy, or even for girls, if you see someone who is really fit, muscles, bulging, you get intimidated when you're a big person, right? Because, I don't know, you feel like you feel like a slob. You feel like, you know, like you're a failure, basically. And especially when you're comparing yourself to somebody who's muscle bound and fit. But then to go back and see where you started, Pete, was a real eye opener that you can accomplish that if you set your mind to it. Wow, just blew me away, and I'm so happy for you. And I know now you're trying to gain a little weight, or at least maintain your weight, and I can see why, because you have all this muscle, you have to fuel it, and if you don't get enough calories in with all that muscle, you're burning a lot, so you have to get a lot more calories in. So anyway, it was a whole new experience for us today to realize that. But in one of your videos, you mentioned something. You said, I think you were around 250 in one of your earlier videos, and you mentioned that that's the weight that most things in society are built for, like the turnstiles in the subway, the airplane seats. All of these things are built in society for a maximum of up to 250 pounds. So now that I'm at 294, I think to myself, well, my next goal is going to be 250. I want to get into that normal range, maybe at the high end of the normal range, but I just want to get my next goal, 250. And it's because of that comment that you said that made me start thinking, you know what? Yeah, I want to be able to go through a turnstile without having to turn sideways. I want to be able to walk the aisle of a bus on the Greyhound without having to turn sideways and have my butt hit people in the face as I walk by. I want to be able to fit into a washroom stall. Not on a bus, though. They're gross. Don't do that. If you can help it. But you know what I mean. So my goal now is to be under 250. And then I can kind of call myself normal. Or normal range. So thanks for that eye-opener today, Pete. And that was terrific. Sleeve Rocker, if you haven't checked him out, go check him out, because that is definitely an experience when you realize everything that he's gone through and seen the changes that he's made. And I can only hope to be that buff someday. My husband too. So the only other really big issue that I have to deal with right now is my hair is falling out. And I mean, it's really, really falling out. Handfuls, like as much as my fist when I get out of the shower. And pardon me, I still have allergies going on here, but when I get out of the shower and I have like handfuls of hair, I've thought to myself, I'm going to put them in a Ziploc and then show everybody just how much hair I lose, but I don't want to gross you out because, you know, it's hair. So one thing about hair that I'm going to talk about, I have polycystic ovarian syndrome, and I've had it for 15 to 20 years. And since I was 30, early 30s. Polycystic ovarian syndrome is a metabolic condition that basically messes with a woman's hormones. It causes high testosterone and usually acne and hair loss on the head, but hair growth everywhere else. So hirsutism is what it's technically called. And so I pluck, I wax, I shave all the time to deal with unwanted body hair. I've never been to a spa. I don't like spa. The idea of a spa freaks me out. You know, I don't want people, just because I have too much body hair, you know. I don't feel feminine enough. And so anyway, but with the hair loss that I'm having now, it's getting even worse than it used to be. I've had the hair loss since I've had this polycystic ovarian syndrome. If you've ever seen my Facebook page, you'll probably have seen an older picture of me, and I have a beautiful head of hair. And so that kind of helped offset the fact that as I was getting bigger, I still had something that I could feel good about, pretty about, something that people would compliment me on. But now that's even going away. And so I really don't have this feminine feel about me. I feel manly, you know. I'm a say it like it is kind of girl anyways. I'm not, I don't pretty things up. I just say it like it is. My hair is falling out real badly. Like, for example, there it is without I wear this sort of thing just to kind of help make the illusion of, it's all illusion, isn't it? But I'm going to have to get a wig or wear hats soon because even this isn't doing it, because from the side or from the top, you can still tell. I am taking biotin. It's not working yet, and it's not really designed to stop hair from falling out. It is designed to help regrow hair. Somebody with hirsutism and polycystic ovarian syndrome, that's the last thing they want is hair growth everywhere else. Because it wouldn't just do it on the head, it's going to do it everywhere. One of the reasons I don't do Aquafit is because I'm not going to take an hour out of my day just to shave, pluck, and wax enough to be able to get into a bathing suit. Or shorts. Doesn't matter. So I was excited when I first started this surgery because I was told that sometimes this surgery helps to reduce the effects of a polycystic ovarian syndrome. And if it does, I'm still waiting for that to happen. But maybe it's 6 months to a year out. So I'm hopeful that it will help. In the meantime, my hair is falling out and it's going very gray. I'm 48 years old. And I'm afraid to dye it because the last time I dyed it, which was quite a few years ago, 4 or 5 years ago, I gave myself like 2nd-degree burns on my head, blistered up. I had to go to the ER. Came home, I was told to put polysporin on the blisters. And then the next day, when I got in the shower, I shampooed my hair to get the polysporin out. But what they didn't tell me at the hospital, which I never told them at the hospital because I didn't think I had to, I didn't think anything of it, is that I was using Head and Shoulders. And that is a medicated shampoo on polysporin. It had a violent reaction, burnt me even worse. I had to go back to the ER. Needless to say, I'm terrified to buy a box of dye. Terrified to. I won't do it. But on the other hand, I've got all this gray hair. My hair's falling out. I need to do something to make myself feel better. I know it sounds really vain to talk like this. It shouldn't matter how we look. I know, watch the news, There's more important things in this world than just whether or not my hair looks okay. But we all need something to help make us feel pretty, feminine for women. And the one thing that I had going for me, even though I was starting to get big over the years, was my hair. And now I'm even losing that. Thankfully, I still have my teeth, so something. That's going a little yellow too. Too much coffee. Speaking of coffee, it's 11:30 at night. I probably shouldn't have this, but I'm going to. Anyway, it's actually Tuesday when I'm making this video. Almost Wednesday, like it's almost midnight. I go to Tops on Wednesdays, and I was going to make that video after Tops, but I have my husband's 50th surprise birthday party coming up on Saturday, and it's an open house, and I have to get ready for that. So I just thought I better get this over with while I have a nice slow evening, and I don't have to do much right now, but for the next 3 days I'm going to be frantically trying to clean, set up chairs and tables, figure out where I'm going to put everybody and what I'm going to, it's potluck, but I still have to have some food just in case the potluck doesn't pan out with enough variety. We're doing a huge group gift, surprise gift for my husband. He has always wanted to go to a certain island. It's called Pelee Island, and it's on Lake Erie, and they have a pheasant hunt every year. And it's something he's always wanted to do, never got to do, so that's what the big group gift is. His family and friends have all donated towards that cause, and he's going to be excited. I'm happy. So that's why I'm doing my update today. Next week will be my 4-month surgiversary. So, or will it be my 4-month, or will it just be my 16-week update, I guess? Technically, the 16th of each month is my surgiversary, so I shouldn't say that it... Anyway, you know what I mean. You all know what I mean. 67 pounds. I am blown away by that. I'm happy. I'm very happy. I'm not happy about this, but I'll figure that out because that's the least of my worries right now. My weight is coming off. I need to get healthier. And my next goal, 250. Watch out, here I come. So I hope you guys all have a great week and keep those updates coming because I'm watching them. As a matter of fact, some days I get so bored I have to go back and watch some of your older ones that I might not have seen, like I did with Sleeve Rocker today. But I won't be bored for the next 3 or 4 days, so, you know. I might even miss 1 or 2 of your videos because I'm going to be a little busy. But, you know, I stay up late, as some of you know. So I'm sure I'll get to it. Big shout out to Taco. Aw, poor Taco. That's Gastric Rose's dog, and he was attacked by something. And but he's on the mend. And I'm so sad when I see him. But I'm happy that he has Rosemary to look after him because she is a terrific caretaker. She looked after her sister Connie, and I watched those videos too. So if I needed a nurse, I would love to have her around. Anyway, have a great week, everybody, and it was great to see you guys on video all this week. I've been watching all your videos, and thanks so much for subscribing. Hit like, leave me a comment. I try to reply to everybody, and hit me up on Facebook, Sister Scaleback, RNY. Bye, everybody.